And we're live. So welcome everybody to this remote interview. My name is Lisette and I'm interviewing people and companies who are working remotely. And today I have something totally different for people. I know mostly I interview software teams and companies, but this time we're going to talk about a Dutch project that I found. It's the Tiny House Project, and in Dutch it's the Waterland Huisje. So I have with me Reinoud Boland. And Reinoud, you're the brother of Alfred, the awesome graphic designer of Collaboration Superpower. So super exciting to find you. But let's talk about tiny houses. I'm personally a fan. I'm a huge fan, actually, of the Tiny House Project. But let's start with, what is a tiny house?
Well, a tiny house is actually a small house on wheels, but the way I see it, it is more the form that makes it a tiny house. So it's made out of wood, so it's not a caravan or a camper, something like that, but a real house, but on wheels.
Okay, and for people that are watching this video, you'll be able to see Reinoud is in the tiny house right now. So that's what's making this special, which is pretty cool. And you're set up right now in Eindhoven, but of course you're moving around from place to place. So why did you build this? What do you like so much about these tiny houses?
Well, we were in Copenhagen before.
Yeah.
We built it because we saw a lot of these type of houses in America, and we wanted to try for ourselves how to build one and how it would be to be inside. So the things you see on the internet, it all looks very beautiful and spacious, and we wanted to try it and see if it works.
Okay, and who are the tiny houses for? Who would use one of these houses? And what would they use it for? Why would you be in a tiny house?
Well, a lot of people want to do with less, and they want to live smaller, and that's why they want to build a tiny house. So they want not spend so much money on a house and have to pay the rest of their lives to be in a house. So that's why people want to try this. But we just built one, and we want to see how it would work, and we figured we could earn the money back by renting it out as a bed and breakfast. So for us, it's just a bed and breakfast, and we're not actually living in it.
Okay, so what do you hear feedback from people on what it's like to stay in as a guest in the bed and breakfast? What do people think about it, or what have they told you?
Well, most people, they come because of the tiny house, and we are in a special location. We're on a former industry, how do you say, where a lot of industry was, of Philips in Eindhoven. So it's a very strange location for a house like this. So people, when they are inside, they feel they are away. They're not feeling they're on a industry plant. So that's nice, and most people, they like it very much. So,
yeah, it's a fun experience, I can imagine. Yeah. So. Sorry?
Do you hear this noise or not?
I do, yes.
Yes. Shall we wait just a moment?
Sure. Sure,
wait.
I'll...
Wait. Good. Good. Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Better now. Teun, who is also owner of the tiny house, is busy right now to put the house on its feet. So
I see. We're catching
moving a little bit.
That's the benefit of a mobile place. The
Yeah.
benefit and downsides of a mobile place is actually setting up and breaking down. So the reason why I was so excited about this is because, one, I also, people don't know, but I live in a very, very small apartment. It's a one-room apartment with a garden, and I've grown to really love it because I don't have much stuff. And when I first moved here, I had one suitcase, and I found it so freeing to not own
Mm-hmm.
anything that it really hit me. And I've just never gone out. At first, it was supposed to be a temporary room, and then I learned to love it. And with the
Mm-hmm.
tiny house movement, what I see a lot of people struggling with, the remote workers in particular, is finding a place where they can work from their homes. And they don't
Mm-hmm.
really have a good place in their homes. One is maybe they have children that are running around, or
Mm-hmm.
if you've built, like some people, they put their offices in their bedrooms, but then they never leave their bedrooms for all day. And that's not a nice
Mm-hmm.
option. Or the attic feels cramped or something. And the tiny
Mm-hmm.
house would be a perfect solution for remote workers who are looking for
Mm-hmm.
an extra office space, don't want to pay a lot, don't, you know, many are freelancers who can't pay a lot, but it gives
Mm-hmm.
you a home feel, but you're not
Mm-hmm.
actually in a home. So to me, this seems like the perfect solution for remote workers who are looking for a place to work.
Well, we also rent it out for a day during the daytime if you want to work here. So sometimes people come and they have a meeting or something like that, and then they can use the house for them. So
I
that's
can
also
imagine it
possible.
would be good for team building exercises as well. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you want to do
Mm-hmm.
some sort of small team
Uh-huh.
exercise or something.
Well, we had the how do you say the chief of a very large company who is in building, and they had a team building experience, and they came in the house. So I told them everything about the tiny house movement and what's it all about, and they find it very interesting.
I can imagine.
There were 8 people at one time, so it
In
was
the
a very
tiny house.
tiny house. It was very crowded, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, people can see there is plenty of space to stand. There's a sink and a toilet and a bed and a room for a table. So it's tiny, but it has everything you need. And I have to say,
Mm-hmm.
when I was inside, I went to when you were set up in Nijmegen, Alfred took me there. And when I was inside, I felt like it was fairly roomy. Like it's what you need.
Uh-huh.
So
I would show you around, but the internet connection is a little bit is not so good. So we can try that later. Maybe it works. But
right, and what I'll also do is put some pictures of the Vaterland house here
mm,
on the interview page so that people can see what it looks like.
yeah.
But it's nice that you're doing this from within one of these tiny houses. It's a nice feeling from that. So let's learn. I'd like to know a little bit about you and why did you decide to build this? What was so interesting for you?
Well, it's I live nearby this place, and I am also a freelancer. I work for architectural companies, and I make drawings, 3D drawings, and also just to build drawings. So I wanted to do something different, build something with my hands. Most of the time I'm behind the computer, and this is a totally different thing. So this place here in Eindhoven is nearby where I live, and this is a place that is a place where people starting to they make it into a living area for people. So it's a very nice place now. Everything is changing, and constantly new companies come and other people, and it's a nice place to stay. So when we had the opportunity to do this at this place, we thought, well, okay, let's try it. So,
And what are you hoping to have happen? What's ideal? What would you like?
well, we like to build another one. That's our main goal right now. So we have just made one tiny house, and we see a lot of interest, but people are not a little bit reluctant to really to go and build one or ask us to build one. So we really want to build another one, and use the experience we had with this one to make it better and make one that's totally off grid, or try different things. That's our main goal right now.
Okay, so you're looking for either to make enough money from the bed and breakfasts or people staying meetings, or somebody who wants to actually buy a tiny house
Right.
for their yard, or something that were an office space that they want to use. So maybe we can find somebody through this interview. That's my goal, is that somebody will buy your tiny. Yeah. So if they want to do it, how should they contact you? What's the best way to find you?
The best way is to mail, and we have a website. That's waterlandhuisje.nl, and there is an info address, and you can mail us, and then we respond. And if people want to come and take a look, they come and we make an appointment, and then they come over here and we show them everything. So that's how it goes.
I think there's a lot of potential for people who are looking for meeting spaces or workshop spaces in a new and interesting location for these. So I really hope that people contact you. If you're listening out there, you have to contact. This is a new idea that they should get involved with. So anything else that you want to say that maybe I've forgotten to talk about?
Well, if any of your viewers wants to stay night, they also can contact us. So
experience the tiny house for yourself.
Yeah, that's the best way, I think. The most, you see everything on the internet, but you have to see it for yourself and try it out, and then you know what's it all about.
Indeed, totally agreed. Well, thanks so much for giving us a virtual tour of the tiny house and letting us know why, and I really hope people contact you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, until next time, everybody, be powerful.